Sup nerds, I'm Wes.
I'm Tom.
And we're going to talk about why this is not just a Star Wars skin for Star Realms.
So for real though, if you have played the deck building game Star Realms, there will be a lot of similarities. And when I was like learning about it and reading the rules, I was ready to come here and sit here and be like, guys, this is just Star Realms. They copied Star Realms. It's just Star Realms.
They put an IP on it, and there's no reason to buy it if you have Star Realms, unless you really love Star Wars.
But the similarities are there. There's a lot of similarities, but there are enough differences where I was pleasantly surprised by how much this was like a different experience.
Yeah. If you've played Star Realms, then you basically know how to play this game without the minor tweaks. Is that you draw your hand of 5 cards, you use those to attack and then to buy stuff, and then you build your deck up, and then you draw back up, and you keep going until one person wins.
They're even like the vertical cards are things that you play out once. The horizontal cards, the ships or whatever, or they stay out there and they block, you know, like it's a big
Couple of the differences. One, because one player is the Empire and one player is the Rebellion, the Empire player can't buy like Chewbacca and Han Solo and Luke Skywalker, and the Rebel player can't buy Darth Vader and Moff Tarkin and Star Destroyers and whatnots. So you do have cards in the lineup that are only available for you to purchase. But you may be thinking to yourself right now, well then what if it's all Empire cards? There are no Rebel cards out there. 2 things. One, you do have the mercenaries, which are neutral and any team can buy them. But also, all, or at least most of the faction-specific cards, not the ships, but the actual playing cards, have a way that you can attack them and then kill that card and gain a benefit. So like this Y-Wing right here, it's 1 cost for the Rebel player to buy it, has some cool stuff. But the Empire player can attack it for 1, and then the card is gone, and they gain a reward. Which is a really nice way, one, to use the like extra attack or whatever you have, but also to keep your opponent from getting the really combo-y cards that they want.
But also, there is still a little bit of that luck of the draw, because even when, okay, sure, it's all my opponent's cards out there, but I can now destroy them. But that then does mean that I need to have attack in that instance and not purchasing. If I happen to draw a hand, I know I'm talking about a very specific scenario, but that type of thing does come up a decent amount of times in this game where you're like, oh, wow, I really want to purchase something good, but the only thing out there to purchase is yours, and I don't have that much attack. So I guess I can't, you know what I mean? Like now my money's kind of useless, you know?
Yeah. And speaking of attacking, another big difference is that instead of just having an attack pool that you can distribute wherever you want, you have to commit specific cards to a battle. So if you overkill something, that extra attack just kind of goes away, which thematically is nice. Like if this ship went to attack over here, he can't also go attack over there. And then with your bases that you're trying to kill to win the game, as well as their ships blocking them, they actually do have damage cubes now, where in Star Realms you have to either fully kill it or do nothing. Now you can store up damage on the ships, and there are ways to heal damage as well.
And I know we've been comparing this to Star Realms an awful lot. I do think, again, it's a different enough game that it can stand on its own. And if you haven't played any deck building game before, I think this is a really great one to start with. It's tons of fun. It's a great system because we love Star Realms.
Yeah.
And again, I think this is more different from Star Realms than Hero Realms is. When that one came out, it was like, okay, this is a reskin, and they mixed things up a little bit. But one other mechanic we didn't talk about is the Force. There's this little tug of war here, and you can play some cards that have a symbol that'll bring the Force more towards your side. And then a lot of cards will say if the Force is with you, you get better
an
effects.
additional ability.
Yeah, so that is a fun mechanic, but it can also be like, well, great, these 2 cards that I drew both have to do with the Force being with me, and it's not with me, and I have no way of getting it up to me, and I can't buy anything from the round. So again, there is a little bit more luck involved in this game than some other deck building games, but overall, I found it to be a really enjoyable experience and really well balanced. It does feel like the Empire has some really good stuff. They have a lot more ships, it feels like. But then the Rebels, their characters are stronger, and you can always feel like, oh, look, I just got the nut drop. Bam, 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 bam. Look at all these cards. Look at how great that is. Look at it. Look at it.
Would you just look at it?
Oh my gosh, just look at it.
A minor complaint I had, or not even a complaint, but just like is that you have the resource tokens, which in Star Realms, like, I never felt the need for these.
Do we still need to talk about Star Realms? Come on, let's
in other
Hero Realms you don't have.
But you do have resource cubes that as the game starts off, you may not feel like you really need.
Yeah, you're going to scoff at them.
Yeah, but I do feel like because you have so many cards that like, oh, I killed this and gained a resource and it's gone. If I'm not spending that resource right this second, it's nice to have that reminder. I feel like early on in the game, you may not really use them, but then as the game progresses and you start doing more combos, they are really nice to have. So while I have complained about them or scoffed at them in the past, I do appreciate them. Thank you for putting them in the game.
But one complaint I do have is this Balance of the Force. This card is really thin. I would have liked this to be a nicer card stock. But other than that, I like how it's art and not just like screen grabs from the movie.
Yeah, it's the same style of art as in all the Fantasy Flight Star Wars games. If you've played any of those.
It's a small enough game and small enough box that you can easily take it to a restaurant and play it while you're eating chicken wings. It's
and piss off the entire internet. So if you're looking to pick up a copy of the Star Wars deck building game, there will be a purchase link down in the description box below where you can get yourself a copy.
And while you're down there, there's also going to be a link about Game Toppers. They are the sponsor for Neverboard Gaming. They're super awesome. They're what we're filming on right now. You should definitely check them out. But also down there,
make sure you subscribe so you'll never be bored. Sup nerds, I'm Wes. Sup nerds, I'm Wes.
I'm Tom.
And we're going to talk about why this is not Star Wars Star Realms. We'll do that again.
Remember when you were like, oh, I'll start this
and then you
one.
burped. That was going to be it.
That was it.